Hey, what's up you guys? I want to do a kind of update video. Right now I am in like the 2-week wait, I guess, I think, hopefully. I don't really know exactly all that I want to talk about, but I did want to make a video like during the 2-week wait, so here we are. So basically, I think I ovulated this cycle. My last video that I did, I showed like my ovulation testing and me getting a positive and tracking all of that. So basically after that video ended, I continued taking my basal body temperature and I continued taking ovulation tests until I got negative again. That was only like a day later, and I haven't taken any since, so it's possible that I, would have seen a positive again on an ovulation test if it was like my body was doing something funny, but I didn't bother taking any because if it's doing something funny, then I'll know when I don't get my period and aren't pregnant. And in the meantime, I'm not wasting any money and stressing myself out by just taking ovulation tests. So like I said, I have been taking my basal body temperature every morning. You're basically, after you ovulate, your basal body temperature is supposed to go up like half a degree. And stay that way for a period of time. If you're pregnant, it'll stay that way indefinitely, I think. I don't know if it's your whole pregnancy, but definitely until you get a positive test. So I have been taking it every morning. So the problem is you're supposed to take it when you first wake up, but you're also supposed to take it at the same time every day. So if you don't wake up at the same time every day, then it's a problem. And like what's been happening lately is I've been waking up in the middle of the night. And so what I've been doing is I've just been, I have to be sleeping for at least 4 hours, I think, for it to be accurate too. I don't know if all this information's right. These are just the things that I've read. Tell me, you guys, if you have read other things. I'm interested to know. So I've been waking up in the middle of the night at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And so I'll just take it then, because if I wake up at 3 and then I'm getting up at like 5:45, 6 o'clock for work, then I haven't been sleeping that long. So if I take it in the middle of the night, it's more accurate, I think, than if I take it when I've woken up. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. Overall, it has been higher than it was before I think I ovulated, so that's good. So I'll insert like a screenshot of my Fertility Friend app chart. And the Fertility Friend app, I kind of showed like the overview of my last video, so check that out if you haven't seen it. So I'll show you guys that. So you can see that my temperature has gone up enough that with like all my other symptoms and everything, it thinks that I ovulated around like cycle day 18, which is the day after I got the positive ovulation test, and then my temperature did go up. It does look like it went kind of low again yesterday and this morning, but again, like I took it at weird times, so it's not really all that accurate. Which is why like I didn't really like keeping track of my temperature when I first tried it like a year ago, because it just like confused me. The app helps a lot because it puts it all in a graph and it like tells you, oh, you didn't take it at the same time, so it's probably not accurate or whatever. So that does help make it a lot easier. It was super exciting that based on my temperatures and my ovulation test, it thinks that I ovulated. So that's cool that it actually like kind of worked, I guess, the first month that I used it. So we'll see if I either get a period or get a positive pregnancy test. And like, I don't know, let's see, I'm 5 days past ovulation today. So I'll probably take a test in like, I don't know, we'll see. We'll talk about that later. So basically, yeah, I'm 5 days past ovulation. I've had like random symptoms here and there. I'm like breaking them out a lot, as you may be able to tell. I don't know if you can tell on camera, think you can see this guy right here. He like can't be hidden. But that is what it is. I think it's like after I don't know, after I ovulated last month I broke out. So I don't know if it's like the increase in progesterone that happens after you ovulate or whatever. But I've been breaking out a lot. I've been having like kind of a little bit of cramping yesterday and today. But I'm really not reading into any of my symptoms too much because I've had all kinds of symptoms after like throughout the month, and I haven't ever been pregnant, so I like the symptom spotting isn't really a thing for me at this point, because also it's like too early for the egg to have implanted, I think, and so my body wouldn't like have any symptoms from producing HCG, which is what your body produces after the egg's implanted, yet, because that hasn't happened yet. So maybe next week, if I have other symptoms that I've never had before, I'll like get my hopes up. But I don't know, I'm trying to like stay really level-headed about the symptoms because I just think that like there's all kinds of hormonal things going on in your body throughout the month, and so that early in pregnancy, a lot of people have no symptoms. I'm just not counting on it being anything related to being pregnant. So that's that. One thing that I've been like a little bit worried about is last month I had really like fertile CM, and then that went away, and that's what happened this month, and that's when I ovulated this month. And last month I got my period like 9 days after my fertile CM went away. Now I wasn't keeping track of my ovulation, but I think that my like what do they call it? Luteal phase, or like the LP, which is they're supposed to be 2 weeks from the day that you ovulate to the day you get your period. I think for me it was like 9 days. Like I said, I can't be certain, but I've just been worried. Like I feel a little bit of cramping, and it feels like starting to feel like period cramps and like bloating like period cramps, and I feel like this happened last month and then I got my period. So I'm hoping that I was wrong with my timing last month and that's not what's happening, because if I'm getting my period like 9 days after ovulation, that's not good because it makes it harder for you to get pregnant if that's happening. So we'll see if I get my period like in the next few days, I guess. I'm only 5 days past ovulation. According to this, I could be like 5.5 because it may have, you know, estimated it would take a day and a half for me to ovulate, and it only took 12 hours or whatever. I don't know exactly how they do the estimates on the chart, but at most I'm like 5.5, maybe 6 days, but probably 5.5 past ovulation. So I'd be pretty disappointed if I got my period this month, like in a couple days. Although if that happens, I'll have to decide whether I want to take Clomid. So like if I get my period, I'll know that that's 3 months in a row that I got my period, whereas last year I only got 3 periods the whole year. So do I want to like keep trying naturally for some time, or do I want to like take Clomid and see if I can like help whatever's going on? I don't know. I think I'll wait and see what happens over the next like 10 days to a week, 2 weeks, I mean. And then go from there based on like what actually happens. But that's kind of like, you know, one thing that I've been worrying about a little bit, and just hoping like this cramping is just like my hormones making my body cramp, and from like, I don't know, whatever it is. So that's that. It's not super painful cramping. It's not like anything that's bothering me. It's just like I noticed that it feels like a little bit sore, I guess is the best way to describe it, in like my lower abdomen. Ever since my HSG test, like where it's really painful in your uterus and fallopian tubes, like you know where your uterus and fallopian tubes are now. So like, because I remember distinctly what that felt like. And it's actually like kind of like sore, I think, from that test maybe still. I could be wrong, but like I think sometimes I can feel like little cramping where it cramped during the test. So that's kind of funny because now like I know what's like like cramps versus like a stomach ache versus like, you know, whatever other parts of your body that are, your organs are all near each other, and sometimes it's hard to tell which one hurts. But after that HSG, like I can feel like I can tell more so than I could before, because it was so painful. I remember that spot where it was. So I made a whole video about my HSG test. If you don't know what an HSG test, it's where they put like iodine in your fallopian tubes in uterus to see if your tubes are open. So I'll link that below if you guys are interested in watching that. So basically at this point, I'm just waiting and trying to be really patient. I really don't want to take a pregnancy test because one, it's just like painful to see that negative, and I just don't want to see the negative. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to take one at least for another week. A week from now, I'll be 12 days past ovulation. So at that point, like, it's possible to get a positive, although some people, like, for some people implantation happens 12 days past ovulation, and that's, you know, a little too early to get a positive still. So it's possible that I won't take one at all until I either get my period or 2 weeks hits, like 14 days past ovulation. But I haven't like fully decided on that yet, and we'll just see how I feel as time goes on. Also, depending on what symptoms happen over the next week, like I've been good about not symptom spotting because I know implantation couldn't have happened yet, but like next week it could if I were pregnant. And so if there's any symptoms that are like very different, I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be hard to not get in my head about it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna wait as long as I can and not test, and see what happens. Try not to eat dessert. So this is my dessert. It's orange mango juice, and it's pretty good. There's actually probably like a lot of sugar in it too. It was like a lower sugar kind. But yeah, anyway. Oh, I still haven't done anything with my apple cider vinegar that I got the other day. But I was thinking of doing like an apple cider vinegar, not facial, but basically, I saw this video where this girl soaked a washcloth in apple cider vinegar and like put it over her face for 10 minutes. And I don't know how that'll be. It sounds pretty miserable, but it's supposed to be really good for your skin. And with these breakouts and also possibly being pregnant, I'm not using the same face products that I would normally use when I'm breaking out. So like it doesn't clear up as quickly, or like it just like, I don't know. It doesn't clear up as quickly. So I need to find some more like natural remedies that can help me when I have breakouts, and that'll be true throughout pregnancy, because I'm sure at the point when I'm pregnant I'll have acne. I don't know, I just like, I've always had acne my whole life except when I was on birth control, so I just assume that like when I'm pregnant I'll have acne too. So it's good to like try to start you know, try different things now, I think, and try to figure that out, get it a little bit under control. So that's pretty much it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and stay tuned for my next video, which will probably be a pregnancy test, or yeah, probably once I get my period. Hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully it's a pregnancy test. Hopefully it's a positive pregnancy test. I feel like if it's not this month, I'm not gonna be disappointed, because this is like one of the first months we've tried that I feel like it's possible, and I know the chances any given month are not like 100%. So anyway, now I'm just rambling. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.